My dear friends, a very warm welcome to you. It is great to have you with me to reflect on the Gospel for the 26th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The reading is taken from Luke chapter 16, verse 19 to 31. The theme is, being rich is not a sin. A wise man once told me, let's not demonize those who are rich, nor glamorize those who are poor. It is not fun to be poor and a burden to be rich. Being rich, in a sense, is not a sin, just as being poor is not a state to be proud of. It is how we make use of our resources, God's gift and blessings that makes a difference. Jesus, in the Gospel for this weekend, narrates the parable of the rich man and poor Lazarus. Lazarus, who was starving, stooped at the rich man's table and longed to fill himself with the scraps that fell from the rich man's table. Luke chapter 16, verse 21. Both died and appeared before Father Abraham for judgment. The rich man was in agony in the flames of hell, while Lazarus was in the bosom of Abraham. How can we take away from any lessons from this parable? We can say that the rich man's rich status is not a sin, but it is his pathetic selfishness, self-centeredness, and heartless attitude in ignoring the poor Lazarus that is a sin. Indeed, it is a sin when the rich becomes rich by oppressing others, either rich or poor, but especially the poor. As in the last week's first reading, Prophet Amos makes it clear, listen to this, you who trample on the needy and try to suppress the poor people of the country. You who say, when will new moon be over so that we can sell our corn, and Sabbath so that we can market our wheat? By lowering the bushel, raising the shekel, by swindling and tampering with the scales, we can buy up the poor for money and the needy for a pair of sandals. Such devious and deceitful ways is repulsive in the eyes of the prophet and of God. Surely those who prosper at the expense of the poor can never go unpunished or undiscovered in this life or the next. And secondly, the rich has a duty to have compassion on the poor. They are bound by their blessings to give alms, to help the poor, and to love God and His neighbor. All the more, they should share what riches God has put at their disposal. They are not to fatten their own bellies, but to feed the hungry, the widows, and the orphans. St. Gregory teaches us this important lesson. When we attend to the needs of those in want, we give them what is theirs, not ours. More than performing works of mercy, we are paying a debt of justice. When we help the poor, we are indeed paying them back what is theirs, and we owe it to them by virtue of justice, not charity. Lastly, Pope Francis invites us to reflect on the care for the common homeland, as is the theme for this week of Laudato Si, by sharing the goods of the earth, especially with the poor, the migrants, and the refugees. And as we celebrate World Migrant Sunday this weekend, let us reach out to them and give them their justice and dignity. Only by doing so can we say being rich is not a sin. With that, I have two questions for reflection. The first is, who is Lazarus for me in my life? The second question is, how have I failed to warn others about the dangers of being rich by not caring and sharing with the poor, the migrants, and the refugees? With that, I invite you to pray for protection together with Mother Mary. O Mary, you shine continuously on our journey as a sign of salvation and hope. We entrust ourselves to you, health of the sick, who at the foot of the cross, you participated in Jesus' pain with steadfast faith. You, salvation of the Roman people and of the whole world, know what we need, and we are certain that you will provide, so that as you did at Cana of Galilee, joy and feasting might return after this moment of trial. Help us, Mother of Divine Love, to conform ourselves to the Father's will and to do what Jesus tells us. He who took our sufferings upon Himself and bore our sorrows to bring us through the cross to the joy of the resurrection. We seek refuge under your protection, O Holy Mother of God. Do not despise our pleas, we who are put to the test, and deliver us from every danger, O glorious and blessed Virgin. Amen. Thank you, and have a good weekend, and continue to be rich and to know it's not a sin, provided you care for the poor, the needy, the refugees, the migrants among us. God bless all of you.